Welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room.
Yeah.
Long time no see, guys.
I know. I'm super excited to have Mark back. Although, Justin trended well. I mean,
Justin was pretty good.
It was pretty good. We got a lot.
You shouldn't be worried, but...
You shouldn't be worried, but there was a discussion after the last episode.
For sure was.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it with you two a-holes. But I got a little jealous. That's why I decided to take it out on him on the fantasy gridiron.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Whooped his ass by like 44 points. Take that, Justin.
Yeah, I get that.
Get out of my goddamn seat.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Justin got some good news. He got hired. He got another job.
Oh, wow. He got
hired as a pastor.
Stripping? Oh.
Yes, he got hired as a stripper. In an old folks' home.
In a blind stripper?
Yeah. No, Justin got a job as a pastor of the Lord, and we're sitting there talking about him stripping. So,
hey, good for him, man.
Yeah, good. Yeah, way to go, Justin.
You got to know how to joke about stuff. You know what's funny? I didn't know we wore uniforms here. Because I feel like you've worn that shirt on the show about 15 times.
This?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? This is actually only the second time that I've worn it.
No.
Promise you. Go back.
No, we got a photo shoot with you in it.
Dude, it was buried deep in the drawer, and I was like, I can't believe I've not worn that.
I'm tempted to go back through the logs and see how many times.
There's a lot of funny things about this sentence you just said.
Yeah.
We have a photo shoot right there. The fact that we were involved in a photo shoot, it's a stretch. It's
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Why did we do that?
I don't know.
I think Gabby convinced us. I mean, we needed pictures.
Yeah, but when Gabby was involved,
yeah.
we were more gentlemanly. It was a good look.
We were afraid to curse.
That wasn't me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we couldn't talk about like
things. We could actually, and she actually drank more than us.
We couldn't go all John Gruden on the show.
Yeah, Gabby's doing well.
Allegedly.
Gabby's
it's not alleged.
It's nowhere near alleged.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that, but all right. So, anyways, what are we going to talk about today, guys?
Man, we're going to talk about. All right, so I was going to ask you guys this. Every Sunday I'm like ready to throw up at 11:30 at night just because the food, the booze, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I'm not drinking myself into super. It's just a mix.
Yeah.
At my age, I'm getting to the point where I have to be really mindful of
what you eat
in the gullet
and what you drink. They have a little bit different.
It's a lot. There's a chemistry involved.
Yeah.
So, what's your guys' favorite snacks? And let's.
Pepsi.
I want to
Pepsi.
Let's cut it with snacks that are like edible too, like that are not going to kill you later. Like what's the snack that you love the most that gives you the most issues on a football Sunday?
On football Sunday, hands down, 100% buffalo chicken dip.
Wow. Oh, really? It does.
That shit repeats on you during the late games. It's usually in hand for the afternoon game, and then by 4 o'clock, you're still dipping it like the little bit of remains. Yeah. And you're breathing fire for the rest of the night. You take Pepsi.
I can't do like really fried wings. I can't do them anymore.
Do you like grilled ones?
I haven't tried grilled because I hate grilled wings.
Yeah, there you go.
But fried wings, they don't do well in my stomach.
You can smoke them too.
Well, yeah, I don't have a smoker.
That's too much work. It's football Sunday. You just want to watch the game.
That's why you smoke them Saturday.
No, we're doing things with the family on Saturday.
Some of us are. Yeah. We did. Did you hear? We did talk about.
What are you talking about?
About how efficient Mark could be as a husband and father.
Oh yeah, it was definitely called into question. Rocky called into question.
I know.
By the way,
being in 150 leagues. Yeah.
And first off,
how did you find the time?
First off, it's 180 leagues.
Yeah. Okay. Even worse.
But,
somehow you made yourself look worse.
Oh, that was a humble flex in the fantasy football world, man.
Yeah. I should have a picture of like Tara surrounded by angelic light and like a little halo because she's a saint.
You obviously do not know her
for sure. She's a saint.
She's a saint.
Yeah.
She's a saint.
You've seen a little.
Excuse me. You got something? Well, tell us. Tell us about it.
Don't tell us because she might actually.
It doesn't take that much time. I've been doing this for such a long time that I can kind of condense my waiver wire nights. You know, and I pick and choose. You know, like tonight, for instance, the girls are going to be at cheerleading. They're going to get home a little late, so I'll get on there. I'll throw a couple wire waiver claims in.
Yeah.
Come tomorrow during work, you know, I'll turn a blind eye to the surgical field. I'll throw a couple of waiver wire claims in.
Little X videos mixed in there.
Probably when somebody's on the table. You're shaving with one hand and sending a trade offer with another.
Absolutely.
All right, so snack. It was some pizza.
Pizza.
Alcohol, whiskey, and pizza.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, have you ever like had one of those nights where you drink like the whole bottle of red wine, and you wake up the next day hungover and you got that like that acid in your stomach?
Yeah.
That's what pizza and whiskey. It's like in the moment, awesome, right? An hour and a half later,
regret.
It's bad.
Yeah. Well, and the thing
I'm
about
slamming ginger ales and Pepto-Bismol tabs.
And it's not even just like red sauce. Like I thought it was just red sauce. Tried switching it up to like white sauce pies and stuff. Same
white sauce.
shit,
white sauce works for me though.
Does it?
Yeah, I got the garlic sauce.
It does now because you're 10 years younger.
Yeah, you're still younger.
10 more years.
Then the garlic starts to hit you, and then you're burping up the garlic all night long.
Jesus.
There is no greater trick that life plays on you than me being Italian and me craving sauce.
Yes.
And then I eat it, and about an hour in, it's not, you know.
I'm eating it now, and I'm thinking about what it's going to feel like later.
It's not going to be good. Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good. But anyway.
You get that little fireball that just sits right here.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's right there, and you contemplate pulling the trigger and bringing it up. That doesn't help either, though.
It's very bad. It's very bad.
So you mentioned Gruden. Are we going to...
Yeah. Oh, Gruden.
Are you going to touch on that, or are we just going to...
Gruden, we barely knew you. So.
Man.
I've always liked Gruden, but...
I just want to. Can you say that anymore? I don't think you can. I think you saying you like Gruden.
That's a different. This Gruden.
It amounts
the Gruden
to,
that's around right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I like him. I think. I don't know if that's the same Gruden.
For crying out loud, the guy's nickname is Chucky. I mean, if you didn't see him being a demonic fuck, I don't know. I don't know what you were looking at. Honestly, his nickname is Chucky.
It's funny because a lot of the emails that I read this morning are something I could see Chucky sending to that whatever the doll that he was interested in.
The Bride of Chucky.
The Bride of Chucky.
I don't know where you're going with this, but he almost made our new segment. Our new segment is going to be
Ass of the Week.
That guy's an asshole.
I thank you for that, Mark.
I think Gruden.
The musical silence, Mark.
Who did we hire for that voiceover? That was fantastic.
It's fantastic. It did bring a smile to my face. It did.
Were you talking about the picture or
both? Okay. Both. Yeah. So
Speaking
Mark,
of smiles,
it's
a vertical smile.
I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know if you can consider that an ass of the week. It's an ass. It's not a great one.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think Mark's going to lead us into discussion. Mark, do you want to tell us who is the victorious ass of the week?
I think we decided that it is Shelly Meyer's husband, Mr. Urban.
Yeah, Urban, you know, I love you, Urban. You won me a couple championships at the Ohio State University. You know, he's a great coach in college, knows how to recruit. Mm-hmm. Man,
knows how to grind up on bitch at the bar too.
He finds trouble, doesn't he? Gosh, he finds
he's
trouble.
an idiot. He's one of those guys. Yeah. Like you were saying before the show, he's a guy.
Yeah,
we're all guys. Everybody has guy tendencies.
Yeah, but he
just tends to put them into practice.
Well,
a little bit more.
And he's under he's still living in 1982 when he was high school stud.
Yeah.
Not realizing that there's social media,
or that he looks like that.
Hey, he looks like that.
Yeah,
and he still had a woman grinding on him
because he's got 7 figures in the account.
It doesn't have
figures.
Hey, I got 7 figures in the account. It doesn't happen to me.
I know.
Doesn't
you're
happen
obviously
to me.
not as good looking.
I think I'm better looking than him.
Okay, of course you
say that. You know, look at him.
The math doesn't equal up. I'm looking at him.
I think my wife is better looking than Shelly.
Did anybody ever?
I agree.
Has anybody given thought to how complex this lie must have been, though? I mean, so he tells the team, right? I can't travel back with you because I got this thing to do with the grandkids. Yeah. Right? And he's supposedly there behind with the wife and the grandkids. Then he turns around and tells another lie to the wife Like, hey, I can't stay with the grandkids. I'm on the flight back home, maybe? I don't know.
Is that what he said?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying, where did the second lie come in?
Of lies.
Well, I think he said, I need to tend to my business, Urban Meyer Chop House.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's how he attended to his business, by getting little...
Oh, my God.
Well, it's just, he
has it's at this steakhouse.
It's his.
It's his steakhouse.
So if you look in the
he's
video...
grinding meat.
If you look in the video...
In front of cameras.
His picture and Shelley are on the wall behind him.
Disgraceful.
It's a terrible thing. Yeah,
he's a hard worker. So,
yeah.
But he did put in the hours late.
To be honest, he did find a way to include the family in that video.
He includes the family in the video.
Picture behind him
and
on the wall.
He's doing what he loves. He's at the the family business.
He's doing something.
And he's doing what he's being. Listen, football coaches, guys that are head of programs and ahead of these organizations, they find a way to get things done. You have to lie. You have to tell a little white lie there, and maybe not submit an injury to the NFL one week. You do what you got to do to get it across the finish line. So if you got to lie to your wife, you lie to the players, and
hey babe,
he had to make sure the restaurant was open.
Me, Baxter.
Had some wisdom there.
You got to make sure the kitchen's running right. I mean, he's spending all this time with the team. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Chop House.
Yeah, the Chop House.
Who the hell knows what's going on there?
The guys at the Chop House call me. I got to run down there real quick. They got a new rump down there. I got to go tenderize it. I'm going to go tenderize some rump.
I think we should be applauding him.
He tenderized it all right.
Taking care of business on all fronts.
I think it's fair to say, though, that he deserves to be ass of the week.
I don't know if that ass deserves to be ass of the week. Oh, there we go. There
it was. It did not even take very long into.
Wait. It's a long time into a show for me to not mess up, and I was almost there. I almost did mess up. So you got to
close.
Give it to me. You got to give it to me.
All right, let's move on to some waivers, boys. There's a lot of injuries this week. I'll just start off with the Giants. Saquon Barkley going. I mean, everybody's
stop
injured.
with the Giants. The Giants are injured.
But Saquon Barkley's out. They're saying 2 to 4 weeks. I don't know if you guys seen his ankle look like Sherman Klump.
Such a weird injury too.
So I saw the highlight of that.
It was a basketball injury. You step on somebody's foot.
I mean, I was frustrated when I saw that as a fantasy owner of Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, very selfish.
He was not in the play whatsoever. He wasn't even paying attention. He's just kind of like lollygagging.
No, that's not what happened. See, because you
then he
the highlight.
rolled his ankle on his own player.
No, the ball was thrown to him.
Well, I lost the game. But
Anton
beat me because
I didn't say he caught it. I watched the game. The ball was thrown to him. It was incomplete. He was running out. It was after the play, and then he just stepped on somebody's foot. So he wasn't
not
lollygagging.
Somebody. It was his own player's foot.
Yeah, well, that happens all the time in basketball.
Not when you're the only two people standing in that 5-yard box. There was no defender there.
What's your point? I don't
think he wants to play football. He did it on purpose.
Okay. Wow. Well, you're certified retard.
That's a ridiculous statement.
All right, so Devontae Booker, I think, is definitely basically the only guy in line to get the carries there. So I think that's a big waiver pickup. I'm not sure he's the number one.
I just read today that they are going to once again give Alf a ring.
Oh, they have to, though.
Yeah.
But it's great. How old is Alfred Morris at this point?
He played last year, though.
I know that. I know
decent.
I know he did. I mean, he's played like parts of each of like the last 5 seasons. But why not go out and get a guy like Todd Gurley, who you brought in for a workout?
Yeah, I think Todd Gurley has something left.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
I got to be honest. I think he's got something left. Last year, he had how many touchdowns?
Why not trade for Marlon Mack?
Why would you want to give up more cow? He's going to be back for 4 weeks.
Yeah, but he hasn't stayed healthy.
It's true on a team like
the
Giants.
It was a freak.
All of his accidents are freak accidents.
Well, no, ACL's not a freak injury.
Well, do you remember the play? I mean, there wasn't even a whole lot of contact on that play when he went down with that ACL last year against Chicago.
Tear their ACL just jumping sometimes. Yeah. I mean, the ankle's a freak thing. He'll be back in 4 weeks.
There's no reason to trade for a player.
That's the thing, though. With Morris, he's a guy that votes his touchdowns.
He does.
I still think Booker's the guy, though. I don't think you're adding.
I think this week. I think Booker's the guy too.
At the end of the game, when Glennon was kind of feeling a little bit of a rhythm, it seemed like his connection was to Booker.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nobody left.
So how long is DJ out for?
Well, it's concussion protocol, so he could be back this week. It could be a couple weeks.
He looked like he had no idea where he was.
He got dinged pretty good.
He looked bad. And then Galladay is out for sure this week.
Yeah.
But they're saying it could be another week.
Was it just a knee contusion? Hyperextension. They can be shit, man. They can be lingering injuries.
Well, let's face it. Galladay, who had all the promise, you signed him for $18 million, and he hasn't shown that he can stay healthy. I hate to say it, both.
No, he has not been healthy this year.
Yeah, or last year.
Well, last year, yeah, obviously.
But let's not overlook who stepped up and filled his shoes quite admirably.
Threw a hell of a right hook too. Let me tell you what. And
not really. He missed.
I missed it. That guy had it because he pushed.
He slammed him.
Yeah, he started. He started it. So,
but you know how that is. They don't catch the first guy.
Judge did not look.
He did not like that.
He did not like that.
I didn't like it either. I don't like to punch. I like to, you get up there, you shove the guys, you defend yourself. And the punch is ill-advised. I mean, first of all, you missed.
Yeah.
Second of all, if you connect, a good chance you're going to break your hand.
Well, especially because he was closed-fisted.
Yeah, you closed-fit,
yeah, it's different, But I will say this. Tony was everything I thought he was going to be and more. And I think even if Galladay comes back, to me,
he's going to be part
Tony's
of it.
number one. Galladay's maybe two, maybe.
I think Galladay's. Well, I think it's him, Shep, and Tony will be the top two.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of touched on this.
Slayton's going to lose snaps for sure.
Yeah, we were trying to decide whether it was going to be Shep or Slayton. We were kind of split down the board of who was going to lose out, and now we're faced with it. Well, because let's face it, Tony's not going anywhere.
Well, I watched Tony's route tree, and it was strong, and he seemed to be able to run. That was I was curious, can he run routes?
Yeah.
But he looked like he could run routes. Yeah. And then I also they did start, you saw Kyle Rudolph out there a little bit.
I hate Kyle. I hope they cut him.
Really?
Yeah, he's terrible.
He
doesn't care, man.
I'm not a Kyle.
He cares about that $6 million.
Yeah, that's what he cares. He doesn't.
Can't blame him.
There's a few plays in that game. The play where Jones gets hurt is a play where he's blocking that guy. He doesn't seal him, and he kind of just gives up. Like, he doesn't stay engaged with the blocker. He got Daniel Jones knocked out of that game.
So
then in that fight, if you guys watch the replay, he sees Tony get thrown down. He walks away, looks back, and just keeps going. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Not my fight.
So
he lost me after that.
What do you think about? Is he better than Evan?
No.
Okay.
He hasn't done anything.
Okay.
It's a terrible contract.
So back to Kadarius Tony. I think he's an anomaly in that we would say go and snatch him off the waiver wire. But quite honestly, he's not going to really. I don't know if he's going to be lingering on the waiver wire very many places. He was an acquisition late rounds. I'm double checking my big leagues. He's not on the waiver wire, man.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of standard leagues he's probably pretty low owned because they got a shortened roster. 10 teams, stuff like that. Deeper leagues, obviously, he was gone a while ago.
Yeah, he was gone. Yeah.
But, for the everyday Joe, I'm pretty sure.
Can he keep this up?
Well,
yeah.
This week against the Rams,
he's their most explosive player, so.
Is he your wide receiver 3 on your team?
This week, he might be my wide receiver 3 just because of the matchup.
Okay, yeah.
And that being said, since we're talking about the Rams, I do like Woods, I like Kupp, I like all of them because the defenses look pretty bad for the Giants as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're beat up is what it is. It's
that
not,
too, yeah, but they've looked bad.
Kupp was throwing up a certifiable stinker last week until late in the game. He got some. He had some garbage points. But Woods, man, thank God Woods exploded back onto the scene last week.
Yeah, it was nice to see him explode.
It was nice.
Sure. So what? Now somehow we were talking about waivers and got into that.
Well, we were just talking about the Giants. I forgot to mention the Rams.
Just like we did somehow. I'm surprised you didn't segue Cleveland.
They're playing the Rams. They're playing the Rams this week. That's
Kadarius Tony reminds me of a young OBJ.
All right, so other waiver ads. I think I'll mention Lamondre Stevenson, Damian Harris. Looks like he's going to be out. J.J. Taylor was inactive this week. They may reactivate him, but it looked like between him and Bolden, who's also getting touches, it seems like he's the player. Bolden's more of a vet.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy that
your voice tweaked a little bit there. You're right.
It did.
Yeah,
I think whatever.
See how that feels?
I think it's contagious.
He pulled the fill for sure. Do you? He seems to be the style of back that Belichick prefers. He's a big back, durable,
Yeah.
doesn't really fumble.
He
the
just
ball.
got. Well, he does.
Well, he
did.
did.
That's
Week
the
one,
reason
that's
why.
yeah.
Well, yeah. But if you look at that play specifically, it was even. The defensive player did a great play to knock it out.
Yeah.
Belichick doesn't give a shit though, because he is notoriously tough on his rookies, and he wants to drill into their heads. You're not going to fumble the ball. And week one, he fumbled. He committed to Belichick's in, and he's paid the price. And he hasn't really been played until this past week.
And speaking of a guy who's going to fit in well, I'll bring up Darrell Williams.
Yeah, Darrell Williams.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
I think he's got to be your number one waiver wire pickup this.
he's got to be
week.
number one. Yeah, because he was already splitting the cat. He's going to get the goal line work.
Yeah, he's
going to get the CEH work.
Yep.
I mean,
well
he's
rested.
going to be a guy that could
was
really
off last week or last year. He took COVID time out and then came back rested. The last time we saw him in a game, he was setting records in the playoffs with Kansas.
And let's not.
I think he could be a top 20 running back.
Let's not overlook the fact that at this point now, you don't want to say a team is in survival mode this early in the season. Kansas City needs to save face, man. The league has figured them out. The league has caught up. They're 2-3.
I'm going to say this. Nobody in the NFL has played a tougher schedule to start the season than Kansas City. They played Cleveland, Baltimore, the Chargers, the Buffalo. It's a murderer's row.
Oh, yeah, they're going to win next week. They're going to play Washington and win.
It's a murderer's row.
But that being said, I think they have been exposed a bit.
Yeah.
Their defense is the worst in the league, if not the worst, the second worst.
Yeah.
And inconsistencies in Mahomes' mechanics have kind of bit them. You know, he's been playing schoolyard football for a few years, and I think it's starting to, rear its ugly head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. They got to get back to the fundamentals because Josh Allen looked like a man in that game.
Is anybody picking up Geno while Russ is down?
So I took a look at him in the Superflex League, yeah.
Exactly. Superflex leagues, take a look. If you're down a quarterback.
He looked good.
He was like 8 of 10 or 9 of 10 for 100 and some yards.
Let me throw you up a couple names. Do you take Geno or do you take Davis Mills?
Montana Mills, baby.
This season?
Well,
I'll take Geno.
This week,
I think the offense better. I think he has more. He could run with the ball.
Did you watch Mills, though?
Yeah, I watched him the week before, too, throw 4 interceptions. So,
Sam Darnold did that, too, and look what he's doing.
He is exactly what you described. He's going to be a high-risk reward this year, but he's got talent, and he's got things you can't teach. He's the closest thing to Josh Allen of the rookies. 6'4", 240 pounds. He's got movement and run. He's got a strong arm. If he can put it together, what I'm hoping is that year 1 to year 2, he's got that same jump that Allen did.
Dude, he put that together, and Brandon Cooks was still non-existent.
Yeah.
So now you factor in your best playmaker.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Geno's got a much better surrounding cast.
He does.
Yeah. He's got 2 great receivers, but he doesn't have a great running game right now.
No. But
offensive line has been dog shit,
I think
too.
he gives you a floor with rushing. He rushed for 20-something yards, maybe 30.
Anybody else that you guys would think about picking up? This is a part of the season where it gets really tough.
Because, especially in our league.
Yeah, in any competitive league.
23-man roster.
Right. Yeah, so for me, I'm having to cut somebody I like to pick up somebody I might like more right now.
But this is, we're into the meat and the potatoes of your season. This is where if you're on that fringe and making a playoffs, you're starting to sweat bullets like, oh, shit, I have all these free agent fantasy bucks sitting here. I've got to spend them. Who am I spending them on?
So I started 0-2 in my league, and I've won the last 3 games, and in all 3 of those games, I won on the back of a person I picked up.
Yeah.
And it's important. You've got to really do your research. 1 week, I liked the matchup for A.J. Green, picked him up. He got me 20 points and was enough to put me over the victory. This past week, it was, I'm blanking now. But same thing. You got it. Like you said, this is the meat. This is where some people are kind of not really paying attention, and you've got to be smart about your...
some people are just setting and forgetting.
Yeah.
It was like the pod league. You buffoons let me pick up Alexander Madison this week off of the waiver wire.
Yeah.
And lo and behold...
Yeah, I did not...
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I did not start
Sorry about that.
Madison last week in one of my leagues.
Twitter finger.
Did not.
I did not. Because I was hoping that Cook might actually start.
That's silly.
All right, so let's move on, guys, to our next segment. Do you remember what the next segment was, Rocky?
The next segment is going to be Imposters.
Oh, Imposters, yeah. One of my favorites. Okay.
So you weren't here last week, Mark.
Last meet, you guys got me on the mind.
I do. I'm
A lot of
hungry.
meat.
Well, we talked about wings and pizza and booze, and so I'm hungry.
Chop house.
Ass.
Chop
We
house.
taled about ass.
Talked about ass. Yeah.
That's
so
meat.
He likes this sound, so you're going to hear this sound.
You like the sound. You don't like the sound?
Right. So who's our
It's
first?
very ominous.
Who's our first imposter?
OBJ.
OBJ. Yeah, he's talking to himself here, and what he's telling old OBJ is telling new OBJ, get your shit together, you son of a bitch.
You think he's an imposter?
I got to say this. He's making $15 million a year. Now, I will say this.
That's not a lot.
In the game. Well, for the Browns, it's a lot.
No, it's a lot. That was sarcasm.
Okay, good. Rashard Higgins and Peoples-Jones, they did get open more because he's there.
Yeah.
But you don't pay a distraction $15 million.
Well, he was actually being a distraction on the
Especially
field.
when you lose.
Yeah, you lose on a 4th and 2 perfect throw that he drops. And I know he felt bad about it, but to me, $15 million, and the guy's averaging 6 targets and 2 catches a game. And this is not the first time.
Terrible.
Even in New York, I checked. He was one of the most targeted, and he just didn't pull as many down. Now, some of them are bad throws, but not all of them.
Well, I mean, but he did also have the most receptions for any player in the league in his first 5 years. I think it was.
Yeah. Well, he did until I think Michael Thomas beat him.
You know what old OBJ is saying back to young OBJ? He's saying, "You did this shit to me, buddy. This is a product of what you did."
Yeah. Too many.
He's just been injury prone. I think there's been a little bit lost in his
chemistry,
little gas, and they don't have chemistry.
Yeah, and
hey, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb for my boy Eli. Okay. I'm gonna say this, like I said before. You hate him all you want. That was the best receiver he ever played with, right?
Yeah.
No,
most talented. Who would you say was better?
Hakeem Nicks.
Before he got hurt, he was pretty good. Yeah,
who was the guy that shot himself in a nightclub?
Plaxico Burress.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're a Browns fan. They stopped playing for a couple of years, so okay. Anyway,
I get what you're saying,
but I'm saying saying quarterback play has a lot to do. I'm not saying. I'm saying
Cruz.
with the chemistry.
Yeah, a couple of years.
What? But
this is the difference.
Victor Cruz was an undrafted player that basically
Amani Toomer.
This is the difference.
He was a good player. You think he's like a great receiver now?
I don't think OBJ is a great receiver.
Yeah,
he was at one point.
He was
Hot
at
take.
one point. Yeah, I think OBJ.
Well, it kind of goes into my argument.
OBJ as a rookie worked on his chemistry with Eli.
Yes.
You can't tell me Baker Mayfield doesn't want to work. He will not, he has not shown up to a camp early.
Yeah.
Now this past season he was injured.
Does Baker have time?
Yeah.
With all those
Baker
commercials?
lives at the stadium though.
With all those commercials that
He lives at the stadium.
Oh, that's
Mark.
true.
And he's developed chemistry with Donovan Peoples-Jones, with Rashard Higgins.
Yeah.
When Jarvis Landry, who is not as talented as OBJ, is in there, the chemistry's there. So I can't blame this on Baker.
I'm not blaming it on him. I'm just saying chemistry has something to do with it.
I think OBJ is reading his clippings from year 1, 2, 3 and doesn't want to put the work in that it takes to continue.
Yeah, that's why
being a great receiver.
That's why any argument with OBJ completely baffles me and semi-triggers me, because everybody talks about him like he is a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Well, and I think it's because of the first 5 years.
I get that, but he also didn't have competitions for targets. What is going on?
Well, we got to reset the camera too, so we'll just reset the camera and do that.
Ass of
That's a
the
lovely
week.
accent you have.
Right there, right in front of the camera.
New Jersey?
I hope your drawers aren't split, buddy.
Because you'll be the next picture of the ass.
You're basically getting a colonoscopy from the Nikon. Should we? You want someone to take a still picture of that polyp that the camera just found? Camera caught your bat wing.
He probably caught his tramp stamp.
That too.
A little butterfly right there at the crack of his ass.
It says, "Come fly with me." CUM.
Canceled. Canceled.
Canceled.
All right, so let me lead us back in.
We don't have to hide the fact that I just had to plug the PC in because I'm going to die.
This is true.
All right, so yes, I would agree
real
with
and
you
organic.
that
Super organic.
OBJ is he's not a lock for the
Maybe
Hall
you
of
should
Fame.
try something organic. You want to smell like a roll of salami walking in here.
Wow.
I've worked all day.
You know what?
Well,
As an Italian person, I find that offensive.
you think salami doesn't smell?
But you're saying that it's a negative smell. I find salami.
It's so there's a funny thing with food. I don't know if you guys notice. Parmesan cheese on a pizza smells amazing. When you're walking by a dumpster and it smells like Parmesan cheese, it's disgusting, right?
Yeah. Well, same thing with onions. When somebody's like really sweaty and they smell like raw onions, it's disgusting. Yeah. But on a White House Italian sub,
Yes.
magnifique.
You ever sat next to Steve Sparrow? It's all those smells mixed together, and it's not appetizing.
Listen, Steve Sparrow finished the game. The deodorant got on the plane, and he said, "I'm staying."
Yeah, he's the smelliest human being on earth.
He's a pretty stinky guy.
Yeah, he is. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. For a while, he was using organic deodorant.
That shit don't work, man.
Exactly.
Give me some chemicals. Listen,
All right.
if it takes 2 years off my life, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's 2 delightful years.
I don't want to spend 42 years smelling like a damn sub.
A wet dog. Okay, let's talk about our next imposter. Phil, do you need no
Who is
sound
it?
drop?
Okay. Oh, yeah, Mr. Cole Beasley.
There's no sound drop for that?
What? Oh, yeah, don't call it out.
But I want to hear it now.
So you like it. Cole Beasley.
Why is that the sound?
It's a game.
You're so old.
Oh, that's from my
It's from Among Us, yeah.
Okay, so
You would want to do like a joke that people from the 70s would get. What is that?
So I don't know. Other than a wonderful looking hair,
Excuse me?
what has Cole Beasley been?
He's got meat on the mind.
What has Cole Beasley been offering this year?
He's been bad the past few weeks.
Yeah, he has.
And I think Emmanuel Sanders is
The emergence of Manny, baby.
a bigger part of this offense than we all thought coming into the season.
well, and it's specifically because they've been scoring a lot of points. So the issue hasn't been scoring points.
Absolutely not. Dawson Knox stepping up.
Yeah.
I think Dawson Knox might actually be having more of an impact on him.
I think he's more of a true number 2 than
Cole Beasley.
Emmanuel Sanders right now.
Knox looks good.
Yeah.
Knox does look good. Emmanuel Sanders, it's a shame. You know, he was really good in Pittsburgh, really good in New Orleans. Then he went out and he faded away in Denver, man. It's not his fault. He didn't have any freaking quarterbacks.
Part of it was he was
him.
injured too a little bit. He had some nicks.
He was in New Orleans last year too.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Denver, then New Orleans.
But Drew Brees didn't have an arm last year.
No, Drew Brees was definitely he was noodle arm.
And that's Sanders' game. Sanders gets downfield, even his intermediate.
You know who can find him?
15 to 20
Josh
yards.
Allen can find him.
Josh Allen can
Josh Allen's
find
a
him.
man.
Josh Allen is something else.
So what do we think? Do we think Cole
He's the
Beasley
sandwich
is
with
an
the bag of
imposter?
chips.
Do we
What?
think Cole's
whole
an
thing.
imposter this year?
I think Cole Beasley's an imposter. I think he's being squeezed out of this offense.
I hate to say it, Anton. I know he's your all-time number 5 ranked wide receiver.
Yeah. Hell of a call on that one.
But he's definitely shitting in the bed that he's lying in right now.
Listen, that pick
Although I did back you too, Anton, so I apologize.
That pick is Anton's attempt. You know, like when I say, "Oh no, I have a black friend."
Yeah.
This was Anton's attempt to play nice with the white people.
I thought he was just trying to seem like smart.
No, I think it couldn't be that. So, all right.
But he had so many other ones to choose from.
Yeah, he did.
Adam Thielen and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Thielen next.
Okay.
Thielen is the next guy.
Thank you. That was a
He
great,
started
great
off the
segment.
season pretty strong.
What am I going to do?
He's had two.
Hooked on a feeling.
You're hooked on something.
I'm hooked on singing.
Yeah, you know what he is hooked on is vocal lessons because that shit is getting better.
It is.
It
is.
No.
I do.
I guarantee you he is practicing.
No, he's not.
What? Do it again.
You don't think it's good?
100%.
Huh?
You don't think it's good?
No.
So you think you
kidding?
could do it better? Let me hear yours.
I can't.
Because yours is going to, it'll go up and down.
That was better.
No, it was not.
No.
I think it was way better.
It sounded like you got your stuff caught in like a garbage disposal is what I thought.
I don't think it sounded like that.
All
I think
right.
that would be pretty traumatizing.
What do we think about Thielen? Because Thielen was an absolute stud last year. He was the king of the short touchdowns.
He's been a stud all the years, not just last year. All the years.
He was putting up numbers first 3 weeks. He just had a couple of bad weeks. I don't think he's an imposter.
Well, I think the
I don't think
Cleveland
so either.
defense,
You think
regardless of what happened, regardless of what happened last week against the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
Who the Chargers? I got to say,
he's great secondary.
they're a great team.
Great
The
team.
Chargers are a great team. But otherwise, I do think Cleveland's defense is decent, and I think they had a game plan to stop Jefferson.
The Chargers an imposter?
Hell no. Anyone remember who picked them to win that division at the beginning of the year and they were called an idiot for saying so?
Was it you?
It was me.
Mark,
I saw it. They haven't won the division yet.
we tracked how many times we call you an idiot, that would be a big chart. I'm just
This
saying.
is true.
Yeah.
It's a volume game with you.
So, yeah, I mean, we're going to be right 75% of the time. So,
You're just going to have to live with that.
all right. So,
So it's a...
what do we think? You think he is not?
No, I don't think
No, he's not an
Yeah,
imposter.
I don't think so either. I think he's going to rebound. I think they've got some easy games coming up. In fact, I think this week they have a favorable matchup, right?
Yeah, squint your eyes.
No, I can't pick it out. Oh, Minnesota versus Carolina. I think Carolina's got a good defense, but I think they're going to rebound. And I think the Jets actually maybe showed people how to play Carolina.
Maybe.
So
Maybe not.
So I
The
see.
Jets?
The
The Eagles.
Eagles.
Oh.
Thank you, Eagles.
Holy crack. That one. That's,
You're the imposter.
that's still on the tarmac.
Speaking
That
of
one.
Eagles, Miles Sanders is the next guy. Is he,
My God,
is he an
I was going to
imposter?
segue.
Boom.
Well, you didn't.
Well, he said I was going to see his I'm
I'm going to tell you,
I can go for
Sanders,
miles.
you guys have been
Yeah.
shoving Sanders at me for 2 years.
Yeah.
Imposter.
I'm off of him.
The guy's an imposter.
Kenneth Gainwell's getting. He's
Yes.
getting.
He looks better.
Red zone carries. He looks more
Wow, let's
explosive.
pump the brakes a little bit.
Gainwell looks
didn't
better.
do well this past week.
Look good, but the eye test.
No, he looked like a rookie this year,
Oh my
but
God,
or
this eye
last
test
week.
bullshit that everybody
But
keeps
he
bringing
looks
up.
better than Sanders.
Miles
You know-
Sanders, 11 for 45, average 4.1.
Oh,
Kenneth
my God.
Gainwell, 2 for 16, average 8 yards per 2 touches.
Yeah, but
one
he's
game.
getting red zone carries.
All right. So
The
I
Eagles,
imposter.
did the Eagles make it into the red zone?
What do you think?
Imposter.
Imposter.
All right. Here's my
Talk through it, man.
Miles, 2.
here's my hypothesis. Any running back named Miles
You're
is a,
what?
is a loser.
Hypothesis.
Did you say
I'd say-
hypothesis?
Hypothesis.
Okay.
Hypotheses.
Anybody named Miles is a bad running back.
What about Miles Gaskin?
I think he's bad. I think
So you think
think
they're
he's-
both? You think he's also an imposter?
I think he's an imposter.
What about you?
I think we've played that one too many times. I do not too many times.
Shut up. That's getting annoying.
That's a lovely accent you have. New Jersey?
I don't think Miles Sanders is an imposter because I think when Miles Gaskins gets the opportunity, I think Miles Gaskins does what he should with his opportunity.
Yeah.
As seen this last week, 10 receptions for 74 yards, fellas. That's not imposter like. That's leading a wide receiver corps as a running back with a pretty fantastic day. 2 touchdowns, and then he also went for 5 yards a carry too. And they don't run the damn ball in Miami.
How many touches did he get as a runner?
5.
Okay, stop.
Average
That's
5
an
yards
issue.
a carry.
That's an
Stop
issue.
there.
That's what I'm saying. But he led the backfield. He had almost 50% of their touches.
And that's why he's an imposter. Maybe Miami's an imposter.
this is fantasy football. Receptions count. This is
Yeah, so
PPR
you're
league.
bad, you're obviously, but
If you're
I don't know if I
counting
can bank
him,
on 10 receptions
that's
a
it.
week.
Yeah, and that's he hasn't had that the rest of the year.
Like, let me see it for a longer period of time.
Right.
Well, I'm telling you, he's not a. Now you're not going to hit the fucking button. You hit it 40
Okay.
times. I cue you. You don't hit the damn thing.
You cue me? How'd you cue me like this? With
Don't
your
like
red
that.
cup?
I pointed to the.
He's not. I know. Mark thinks that we like are in. His
And then
brain.
I didn't instantaneously do it, so I didn't. All right.
Yeah,
you know what?
he
Fuck
thinks
off.
he thinks we're in his brain. Number one,
I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be in that dark place.
No, it's disgusting in
number number two, talk about smelling like Parmesan
Yeah.
cheese,
Salami.
salami. Anyways, okay, so not imposter. I think Miami's an imposter. That's
Can I say,
what I
wait,
was-
can
How
I
can
wait
they be an
and- can I
imposter
wait
of
and
1 and
see?
4?
Can I wait and see? Can I wait and see?
Yeah, you can wait and see.
I'm gonna wait and see.
You're gonna wait and see. What's the point of that segment?
Yes.
All right.
What's the point of that segment if you get to wait and see?
I guess I'm just that kind of guy.
Yeah, you
I
are
don't
that
know.
kind of guy.
All right. Anyway,
All right.
you guys ready to move on to our games this week, or we're gonna highlight a few games?
Yeah.
We'll touch on some of the other ones, right? Because we try to highlight the games that we feel like maybe you guys really have questions about. I don't think you guys are questioning who to start in Kansas City
Now, before we do this,
for the Chargers.
let's go over the ground rule.
Right, for Cleveland. You know who you start in most of these places.
Yeah.
We'll start with Cincinnati at Detroit. And, man, you got to feel bad for Detroit. Dan Campbell, your better-looking doppelganger, cried at the press conference. And, man, that was a tough way to lose that game.
Did he cry?
Yeah.
Like tears?
Yeah, he was crying because he felt bad for the team. It was bad, man. They score late. They go for the 2 with 40 seconds left to win the game. They get the points.
And they've
Wasn't
been
it-
screwed a couple times this year. They missed a kick.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're not as bad of a team as their record would say.
No, this is sad. They're the first team since like the 70s to lose 2 games on a field goal over 50 yards.
Yeah.
Twice in one season.
Yeah, because Tucker hit it, right? The 68-yarder against them.
66, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, and so I'm growing because I know that we were unsure of Dan Carpenter. He's kind of growing on me.
Dan
like,
Campbell.
Who?
Dan Campbell. Yeah,
Dan Carpenter, who's that?
I don't know who the hell he is. Anyways,
Apparently he's somebody with a lot of meat.
I don't know.
Meat on the brain.
It sounds like a meaty guy.
I'm kind of growing on him as a coach. To me, like he doesn't say what you would expect from a coach. He's non-traditional. Like
He's a player.
Yeah, Dick Vermeil was the last coach I remember crying, and I respected him for it. I respect, I respect that. It showed emotion, and
It was actually a manly
man.
cry.
yeah,
A manly cry.
yeah,
It wasn't a bad cry. It was a good cry.
yeah. Okay, so anyway,
Was it laden with curses?
No,
I don't
Then
think
it
so.
wasn't
no.
a manly cry.
that was a manly cry. When you're crying about your football team, that's manly.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so who are you guys starting for Detroit or for Cincinnati?
I think Swift is definitely a guy. How do you, obviously, starting Swift. You guys still believe in Williams?
No, I never
Still
really
got a roster. I
did.
mean, week 1, week 2, he averaged like 7 receptions, I think. But I mean, is he still? I'm not saying this week, but it's still somebody you roster, waiting to see if he gets more
Well,
involved
I mean,
again.
Well, you have
You're
to
talking
because
about
Swift
Ty-
has been injury prone.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Jamal Williams. He hasn't. To me, both Williams on Detroit are kind of up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, you got lucky; he went out on IR, so you could stash him on your injury. Yet he's not had the season I thought he would.
Yeah, you were high on him.
Yeah, well, I was high on him only because I don't think Swift is an every down back.
Well, Jamal also led him in carries last week too.
Yeah, he did, but he hasn't done as much with him. So, anyways, I'm kind of souring on him a little bit. What about are there any Detroit receivers for starting?
Well, Amon-Ra finally showed up last week.
Yep.
I think 7 for 65, something like that. Yep. You were waiting for him to kind of introduce himself to the NFL. I think he had a pretty decent showing.
I don't know if I start him this week.
I don't start him either, but I'm just
I think
saying.
you watch another week and see if there's anything that's
I like
gonna-
Cincy's defense.
The only
too.
pass catcher you can really rely on is Hawkinson in Detroit,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, even last week was a little spotty. 2
So
for 22.
So you got Swift, you got Hawkinson, and are you starting Goff?
Probably not,
No,
unless
In a
unless
deep
I'm on a
league?
bye. But I wouldn't think there's other guys you could stream. I just think Cincinnati held that Green Bay Packers offense to 22 points.
Yeah, Cincinnati is further along in the rebuild than we thought.
The defense is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who do you start on the flip side in Cincy, right? All the players,
So-
right? Jamar.
So I didn't start Mixon because I wasn't sure if he was going to play last week. And then he did play a little bit. I started Samaje Perine, who actually had a decent game fantasy-wise.
16 points, I think.
Yeah. He didn't have a great game but as far as in real football, but he had a decent game. What do we think? Is Mixon coming back? And if Mixon does fully come back, is it now a timeshare?
No, it's definitely not going to be a timeshare once he's fully healthy.
So
the fact that he even made it onto the field and tried to tough that out tells me a lot about Mixon, because in the past, Mixon has not played through injury.
Yeah, I think he's a tougher. He's trying to be tougher.
I think he's finally, they let go of Giovanni, and I think he finally took accountability of being the guy in the backfield.
Yep.
And him coming out there and playing last week, getting the touchdown, I think showed that, when he is healthy, it's not going to be a timeshare. And if he did that kind of work last week, it's only going to get stronger as the weeks go on until he is fully healthy.
Okay, so you would start Mixon if he's healthy?
Yes, especially against Detroit.
Where are we at with T. Higgins?
I like T.
I like all three of the receivers. My issue is, unless you're Jamar Chase, I don't know that every week I can count on you. I think Chase has shown that when he plays,
That he's the best rookie wide receiver?
he's right now the best rookie wide receiver, and I think Tony actually could play into that conversation.
It's possible.
But I would say Chase, I know what I'm going to get, and more than that, I know that for whatever reason, Burrows is going to target him 6 to 8 times a game.
Well, I mean, they did play in college together, so I think they have that, that kind of kindred spirit connection there.
What about Burrows? What do we think about Burrows? Second-year player, coming off a catastrophic injury. This season,
I like Burrow.
I like Burrow. I like Burrow, the player.
Yeah.
I don't know that I trust Burrows, the fantasy.
I don't either,
player.
unless they have a great
No,
matchup.
that offense
Up and
needs
down.
2 years from now. Joe Burrow is probably one of the top 5 quarterbacks off my board if he trends in that direction. Because I think this
and that's
offense
my
is only
fear.
going to get stronger.
Yeah.
He's only going to get more comfortable. He's going to be further separated from major injury, and I think that he's got all the tools and the mechanics to be a fantastic quarterback in this league.
I disagree with you're saying fantasy, right?
Yeah.
I just don't think after the injury he's ever going to
There you go.
have the running upside that he used to. And then if we're talking top 5, I mean, off the top of my head, I could give you 5 right now that I would take before him.
Right. I'm not saying this year. I'm saying 2 years
even
from
2
now.
years.
But this is my fear about
I think
Burrows.
top 10, yeah. I just think the rushing upside hurts
Burrows
him a little bit.
he was a runner. He was unafraid to run.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a fast runner. He was shifty, and he would get some yardage.
Yeah.
He still seems to want to run, but I don't know that he's clearly healthy, or I think he still fears the injury. Something's not, because like I look at Burrows last year, he was Brett Favre, just throwing that ball, didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
He seems to be a little bit nervous.
I think, again, as you separate from injury, you start to get a little bit more comfortable.
Okay, that's fair.
So, Mike Vick wasn't the same when he first came back from major injury.
Mike Vick.
But a couple years down the road, he started, and he was once again the shifty player that he was.
Okay. Anybody else we want to talk about in that game?
No.
Okay.
Let's move out to Houston
Yeah, Houston and Colts.
at Indy.
Interesting game. I think, let's say what it is. JGT had an amazing game.
JGT. Yep.
JTT had an amazing game.
He did have a great game.
I can't figure out why they don't use him as a bell cow back. I just don't get it. What do they see that we don't see?
Just that the other 2 backs are also super talented, and you can keep them all fresh.
Yeah, Hines looks good. Mac's a great runner.
Hines has looked good as a receiver, not so much as a runner. Mac looks great as a runner.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that until, Mac hasn't played.
Yeah.
as
But he
much.
took his first touch for 14 yards.
And he had another run of like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it for JTT because every week I'm nervous about starting him, not because of talent, but because of usage.
See, I don't get nervous at all starting him. I know that he's going to get his touches. I know that he's going to be involved in the passing game. The person on that offense that I was a little nervous after being so high on him, and now I'm back. I'm so happy he's finally playing the way he is Michael Pittman.
Yeah, Michael
Oh
Pittman.
yeah, I mentioned last week he had
Michael Pittman looks
32 targets. In
more
the past few
targets
weeks.
than anybody else, I think, in the NFL right now.
He looks amazing too. I mean, you watch him. He attacks the ball. He goes after. He looks like a young Mike Evans.
And I'm going to say this. I'm starting to warm up.
Zach Pascal.
No, to Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz looked great.
He looked good
Carson Wentz
this week.
He's looked great the last couple weeks. I mean, he hasn't looked. This was his best week, but even last week you saw flashes of the guy that Philly loved.
Carson Wentz put that team in a position to win last night, and Hubble just couldn't come through.
God darn it, that sucked. Twice.
Yeah.
He missed 2.
How the hell do you? I mean, they're your glasses. He wears your glasses. How do you miss it? I mean, the uprights must look like they're right in front of your face.
And they weren't even like one of them was kind of far, but not really. One was kind of short. Like it was, and I know he got it blocked, but it just.
The second one wasn't on him. I was on the.
Yeah.
Blaise Campbell swim moved the guy, and
He swim moved the guy.
Blaise Campbell's like 6'5".
But the kick to win the game wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And Carson put him dead center.
Yeah.
it was
I
tough.
was like looking to see is he going to be on the waiver wire.
There's more missed extra points this weekend than any other.
Yeah.
Well, it was pretty
Weekend
sick
in
because every
history,
time
yeah.
I was flipping through channels, it seemed like every extra point was essentially
All right, let's
missed.
go to the other side of this. Davis Mills.
Montana Mills.
I
Happy
think
for him, but we're not starting him this week, right?
No.
I'm not,
Unless you have to.
Okay, so Davis Mills is one of those guys, and he's kind of falling into the Zach Wilson. Depending on the matchup,
Okay.
I might start him. Now, I do think the Colts
This
have
matchup?
a pretty.
Okay.
The Colts have a solid defense.
Yeah, they're solid.
Yeah, they have solid defense, so probably not this.
But we're rolling with Cooks.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous, so I could.
He was the only one that I thought you could depend on, and then
I don't think Mills has the chemistry yet with Cooks.
Do you have the chemistry with anybody on that offense?
He threw a lot to who was it? I can't look up my stats here, but he did target one receiver more than any other receiver.
Moore, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Was it Chris Moore?
I want to say that he's probably a guy that he threw the ball to a lot on the practice squad.
I'm going to
Maybe
say.
Chris Moore's a guy you pick up in a speculative ad.
I was just going to say he's definitely a guy that's on the waiver wire. That's who. That's who this Moore fella is. There it is.
All right, so nobody else though. I mean, we're not starting any of these runners, right?
No, they all cut into each other's time.
Chris Moore.
Chris Moore.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Moore. Maybe a speculative ad. I don't think, and we're comfortable with starting this week against the Colts, right?
No.
So somebody to keep on your radar. We'll move on to Las Vegas at Denver, and a lot of turmoil going around this team. Probably going to be good for them to get on the road, get their mind off it, have him out of the building. And, they played their worst game of the year. Maybe they bounce back. Interim head coach gives them a spark. New breath of life in the building. Maybe we get a better Derek Carr out there and kind of
Las
props
Vegas,
up.
man. Is there a cleaner team in the NFL, man? They never make the headlines at all. Las Vegas. They just seem to be
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sarcasm.
Yeah, definitely sarcasm.
solid team that
I still like Renfro. I'll start Renfro
family
again.
friendly,
Waller, I think you got to start. I still think you start Jacobs.
world peace.
He had a decent week. I mean, nothing
Yeah,
crazy,
Jacob-
but he got you what you
Yes,
needed out
yes.
of him.
And he's the goal line back, clear. And you know what's crazy?
He's such a boring player to start, though.
He is. But Kenyon Drake
Never feel good about it.
should write a book on how to be overpaid and produce less.
You could probably help him with that.
Yeah, there's nobody in the
It
NFL.
would be co-authored by OBJ
Yeah, well, absolutely with the Browns OBJ.
and
Yeah.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah. No, Clowney has really turned it
Oh
on.
my God! Here we go.
No. Clowney has looked. Clowney's not the issue in that defense.
Never seen somebody get paid off of one play the way he did.
Exactly.
He made a whole career of it.
Okay.
And you were such a Clowney hater before he
You
went
were
to
a Clowney
Cleveland
hater.
too.
Yeah, you were.
That's not true. What I
My
said was.
God, now you're
what did I say?
riding the Clowney.
What did I say? Clowney was great at
Sucking.
Run.
the run.
Yeah.
And it works with the Browns because you got Garrett,
yeah,
and you got Tack McKinley.
You got your bookends.
Yeah. And Tack, that's actually looked pretty good. So
it's a great
Clowney
name,
as a run.
It's a great football name, Tack McKinley. Yeah. He could only play baseball or football with that name.
Yeah, I feel like it's for sure like what you said.
All right, so Denver's at home. How do we feel? Cortland Sutton's coming on.
Too.
Who?
He could be a
Tack
jockey.
McKinley?
Tack, yeah.
Could be a golfer.
Yeah.
Could be a golfer. Yeah.
Definitely a pro wrestler.
So Denver, Cortland Sutton.
Definitely.
Devontae Williams looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you still started Melvin Gordon in your flex if you have him.
I don't know. Williams is starting to get.
Yeah, he's gaining ground.
Yeah, and he's outproducing yards per carry. So I think it's not safe to start either of them right now.
I sat Cortland Sutton all over the place this weekend.
I did not. I had a real good feeling about him.
Friggin' regretted every moment of it.
This is what I hate. I feel like.
You got Judy's going to be back in a few weeks, right?
I think he's going to be back. They're saying earlier than they thought.
Oh, wow.
So here's the deal. If you have Cortland Sutton, which I do, I'm actively trying to trade him, not because I don't like him, but because I have Judy coming off IR, and I can only have one guy taken up.
And you'd rather have Judy?
I think Judy.
Don't think you could trade him.
I think Judy is a better route runner. I think he's younger, not by much, but
really.
you know. And I think that I do think he kind of comes back into that role and does really well.
Yeah.
So
I'm very nervous about Noah Fant going forward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you have to be.
Yeah. I thought Fant was going to be a difference maker this season there.
I think we all did. We had him projected pretty high, so we were super wrong on that.
That make me a little nervous.
Yep.
All right, move on to Seattle, and Mr. Unlimited is going to be limited.
Yeah.
For the next few weeks. I was here listening to more about that injury, and
Geno Suchef Smith is up now.
They're saying
gets a call from the bullpen.
That's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's pretty
it's a long time. It's their season.
They're saying that's even like being
optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the type of injury it was.
Did you see his finger? It was weird looking. He couldn't
Yeah.
like straighten it. Like it was just like.
What do we think about? Is Chris Carson coming back, or do we not know yet?
I don't know.
Because I think that Seattle, I think I'll put it this way: Geno needs Chris Carson more than even Russ did.
Yeah,
Geno's a
right.
check down,
For sure.
check down quarterback.
Yeah.
He can move similar.
So
to
do we feel good
Russell.
about DJ Dallas?
No.
No.
No. There's only two guys I feel good about in that lineup, and they're both affected by Geno Smith.
Yeah, DK
Yeah.
and Tyler.
Tyler. That's
Yeah.
it. And I mean, the rule of thumb in fantasy football is you never sit Tyler Lockett. Might want to consider it because you got Geno throwing them.
So this is what I would say. I would say.
You see how surprised Geno was to even come in the game? He's like, "Oh shit, me."
Yeah. Well, he's.
Are you sure? You guys sure?
He responded well though. I'm not down on the receivers with Geno and the.
I like Geno, but you're right. Like when you saw, like when he was told go in the game, it was almost like.
Surprised?
It was almost like, oh shit, I'm still in the NFL. Like he kind of thought, no, my job is to hold the clipboard, and like he was.
I forgot he was in the league. If I'm being honest,
I did
He's one of
too.
those guys that kind of just.
I did too. He was drafted by the Jets, right?
Yeah.
I think Chris Carson, if he plays, or whatever running back is their number one,
Alex
is
Collins.
actually helped.
Yeah, Alex Collins actually looked okay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think they're helped a lot by Geno. I'm going to be honest
About
I
the
think
running back,
I think the game plan changes. I think go a little bit more to run, and then they set up the pass with that.
Yeah, but that offensive line is still.
What about Pittsburgh? We had a little bit of resurgence of Big Ben
Yeah, don't believe it.
throwing down the field. Juju Smith looks like he might miss the season.
Yep, he's going to be on IR.
What is Pittsburgh ever to do when they need to gain 2 yards at a clip?
Yeah.
With
Throw it to Najee Harris.
With Juju out.
Now Najee
He's averaging like 10
yeah.
targets a game.
The
Yeah,
point is that
Najee's the
Juju
man.
only runs 3-yard outs.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson had the big play, but only 2 receptions on
But
the
Chase
game.
Chapel showed again that
Chase.
he's a
Did you say
probably-
Chase Chapel?
Yeah, he did.
Chase Claypool.
No, you
said Clace Chapel.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Okay, Chase Claypool.
There you go. Clean that up.
I think he's the
Yeah,
I think he's the
Claypool.
possession receiver, and again, he's that 6'3" guy.
He could bust it down the field too.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he looked really good last week. Him and Najee looked like they were the beneficiaries of Juju going out.
What do you think about free remote? Because he's going to kind of, that's the area of the field where.
It's just he's
Juju
been up and
kinda
down.
works.
He's just been up and down. I can't, can you start him?
I think, I feel good about him just because the guy that they're losing. It's the guy that works in the middle of the field, close to line of scrimmage. I think he kind of.
What about Eric Ebron then?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't look at Eric Ebron as a guy that's.
Yeah.
I mean, he is what he is. He's a touchdown-dependent guy.
I wish that
He's a
Freiermuth
great route
was
runner.
the full-time tight end, because I think the split is what's hurting. It's why I don't trust Freiermuth. It's why I don't trust Austin Hooper.
I don't know why Mike Tomlin doesn't trust him either. I mean, he's an Iowa tight end.
Yeah.
Iowa only pumps out fantastic tight ends.
TEU. Hey, flip the old camera. We'll keep talking. Is there anybody else on Pittsburgh we want to
argue Iowa tight ends? Oh shit!
No, I said tight end. You is what I said.
Freiermuth was Penn State anyway.
It's similar. AJ Brown's coming back this week, right?
AJ Brown came back last week.
There you go. So Julio, is he coming back this week?
He's still doubtful as of right now. They're trying to see if they can get on a practice field tomorrow. This son of a bitch, he's killing me, Julio.
Yeah, Kelvin too.
Yeah, Julio.
Who?
Yeah, Julio's kind
Calvin
of.
Ridley on the Falcons too. It's killing me.
Well, he didn't travel for personal reasons. I'm willing to bet it had to do with COVID.
Who, Ridley?
Yeah. Yeah, he was healthy. He just did not travel to London for the game.
All right, so you want to move on to our final game we're going to talk about?
We are talking about it already.
Are we really?
No.
I think so.
You're talking about Julio.
Oh, I mixed in a Ridley there, so that kind
That's
of
fine. That makes
good.
sense.
All right, so yeah,
We don't have to reset. Yeah, we're talking.
we're-
So we don't know if Julio's coming back, basically,
yeah.
Yeah.
is what I was talking
We
about.
don't know.
Well, and it definitely has
so.
affected Tannehill. It's affected, I don't know. It's a weird, other than Henry,
Yeah.
who is a freaking man.
It's a bad move. I traded him.
I received him in a trade. Yeah.
Who traded him? Who traded him
The
to
Browns in this trade.
I traded him to Charles last year and then got him back
you?
this
Sounds
year.
like collusion.
I got him back this year. So,
Sounds like you lent him to him.
No.
yeah.
Wasn't Henry was involved in the rape trade too, wasn't he?
What rape trade? And I don't like that. I don't think
No.
he used that.
Wasn't that with Zach?
No, Zach was Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Oh,
To
that's
kill.
that's the story I thought we
Yeah.
were in line for, not the other one.
Yeah. And it was not anything that was, he demanded that. Like he asked for it.
He needed a running back.
Can't
No,
rape.
he didn't. Because he didn't start him
He didn't
at all
start him.
the entire rest of the
It's
season.
one of the great mysteries.
Yeah,
of the
Zach.
past 2
Zach
years.
Pasquale. He's a mystery.
You can't trade rape the willing.
He's an onion. So, how about Buffalo? Who we starting on Buffalo? Yes, Diggs. Yes, Allen.
I think Emmanuel Sanders, you got to start. Dawson Knox. These guys are averaging like 35 points a game.
Why do I want to call him Demetrius?
Last 3 games.
I don't know that Knox is right. This was kind of Knox's coming out party, right?
He's had several good games in a row, I believe.
Has he?
Yeah.
I want to fact check that.
You fact check it, you fuck.
Fact check.
Wow.
How do we feel about Zach Moss?
3 for 117 on this last one.
How do you feel about Zach Moss?
I mean, he's starting to kind of win me over. He seems like he's been pretty consistent, and they're definitely trying to work him into the offense more.
You can run against Tennessee too, so I do
sure
like.
can.
I do like you. Yeah, you guys are jack-offs. 117, right, last week. That's a coming out party. 37, 49, 17. There's a whopper, and 41.
You feel good about it yourself?
Well,
We're projecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But to be fair, he's getting his targets. 4, 8, 5, 3, 4. So he's getting targets.
When he's got 5 touchdowns. He's been,
Does he really?
yeah, I think he is,
Eyes coming up this week.
I think
Damn,
he's
he does have
rated,
5 touchdowns.
yeah, he's rated as, I want to say he's the number 7
He's
or
the
number
greatest
6
tight end of all
tight
time.
end.
Nice.
I just like his name, Dawson.
I like Knox.
He was a frat boy. You look at him, he was in a frat.
You're stereotyping. Is that a racial thing?
Yeah, 100%. But I can be racist toward a white person.
I don't think you can.
No, I can. I can be.
No, you can't.
I
don't think
can.
you're allowed to.
I can. I'm going to put money on it. Nobody's going to call me out.
You got the money.
I will not be canceled.
Are you Are you going to put that in an email and then send it to the
think-
Washington
you think
football team owner?
You think Mark was a frat boy or
Marco?
no?
Mark? I think Mark was a guy that hung around frats.
Yeah.
It was actually quite the opposite, my friends.
Yeah, he was the guy that like bought the
hated
beer
him.
for the frats.
I hated.
No, he cleaned the frat house.
I hated fraternities.
Really?
Even I did.
So
They hated him first.
Frat guys. So it's a lot different when you go to like a smaller college.
Is your soapbox
frat guys
here?
are like, oh, I'm a frat guy. Whereas if you go to a big college, it's kind of cool because it's actually like networking.
There's a frat test. Like I could ask you a couple questions.
Yeah, ask him.
And I would know whether you're lying about being in a frat.
Yeah, tell me.
Go ahead.
Question 1. The percent that you walked around without a shirt on.
Oh.
Over 50% of the time?
I never walked around without a shirt on.
Okay, so that you might not have been in a frat. Number 1.
Or he could have been overweight.
Yeah. What's your middle name?
Edward.
Yeah, it looks like
That's a little fratty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a horrible
the
test.
questions?
They were the questions.
That's a pretty bad test.
That's an awful test.
There's other tests. Other questions I just can't ask them on air.
Okay, well then why bring it up, Rocky? I mean, what are you doing
It's
here?
just I wanted to know how much Mark walks around without.
You just
a shirt
wanted
on.
to put the tip in, is what you did.
Yeah,
That's
I want to
all I
know
put.
how much Mark walked around with no shirt on,
My God.
Greased
Those
up.
days are long gone.
greased up.
What is wrong with you?
All right, so let's get to our picks. Did anybody message
Yeah, I did.
the turtle?
Yeah, I got Anton's picks, and our first game we're gonna do is the Browns versus the Arizona Cardinals.
What?
Did you call him a turtle?
A turtle.
I ignored that because he's 6'8". I don't want to piss him off.
Anton the turtle.
It's only because of the jersey, he looks like a turtle. He knows that he complained. They made him look round. He looks like he has a shell on his
Hey,
back.
you know what I'm saying?
Does.
Hey, he's a hero and a half shell, and you're an Asian guy.
Yes.
You know who looks the best?
Me.
No,
I
Rocky
think I
looks the best. They gave him the hair.
Yeah, the nose is like big.
I
but,
think
like,
I think that's
nice.
racist too.
It's 'cause-
They did the white guy's face nice and structured.
I think we've been through this. I don't consider myself white.
It's
You
because
just said you could talk about white people,
I
so
can't.
make your mind up,
I-
guy. You're
I can talk about-
inconsistently. I win.
I can talk
You're
about white
witness.
people when
they
it
made
suits
you
me.
taller than you were.
Yeah.
Than you are. They gave
No,
you.
they made Anton
They give you a
shorter.
jawline that
give
you don't
a
have.
thicker head of hair than you
Made
have.
you, no, I
Definitely don't have that jawline.
hey,
You don't have that jawline.
I do if I lose 40 pounds.
You don't have it, right? They're projecting.
It's there. Yes, he's projecting forward. He made Mark and Anton much smaller, and
Yeah.
Phil's a giant compared to what Phil. Like the scale of Phil is way off.
It is.
Well, to be fair, we didn't send them a picture with all of us standing together.
That's fair. Okay. Anyways,
And you can't see the stool in the bottom half.
Browns.
Sure.
Browns versus Cardinals. The Browns are giving 3 points at Cleveland. So basically,
I don't know if I could trust these guys, man.
they're calling it a pick 'em. Basically,
Hey, man.
Cleveland is giving Arizona
it's at home, so they're
the
basically
lone
No, are you
undefeated
wrong?
team.
I think you're wrong.
no.
You've got to be wrong.
I don't think so.
Arizona's undefeated.
You know what? I'll take Cleveland.
Double check me because
I'll take Cleveland. Give it a 3.
Mark, are you checking?
No, I'm not checking.
I think they're going to give him some ground and pound in the old land.
In the desert.
Oh, they're in Cleveland.
I meant to say deserted. They're in deserted.
I like Cleveland, man.
You would.
That casino was.
You would like Cleveland.
We got to
I
go
don't even
back.
know what the fuck is that supposed to mean.
We got to go back now that I'm feeling better.
You look like you live in Cleveland on the street.
Yeah.
Look, I think I gave you alcohol on the way to there. What?
Cleveland -3.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Cool.
so they're basically saying home
I
field
love
advantage is
Cleveland.
even.
They're saying it's even.
Yeah. So what are you going? Anton went Cards.
Neutral field would be a pick 'em.
Yeah, it's very optimistic by the booksmakers. Arizona.
Okay. So you're going Cards, and I'm going to go Browns because
As the only person that went 4-0 last week, you should listen to me.
yeah,
Congratulations.
the first time you also went 2-1, 0-4, 1-3. You know,
Negative. Absolutely false information.
went
1-3,
2-1,
2-2, 2-2.
what I
Who's
said.
who's
No, you
leading?
said 0-4.
You said 0-4. You were looking at Phil's.
Yeah.
Who's leading? Who's leading?
by one game for 1 week.
Still early.
Who's
my
leading?
friend.
Enjoy it.
Who's leading, my friend?
Okay. Bears versus the Packs.
We want to know what you did with that thing.
And
Get out of here.
The Bears are
Smell his
getting
fist.
4.5 points.
Oh.
This is extreme disrespect to the Packers. The Packers should make the Bears look like the toilet bowl they are. They're only giving them 4.5
It's a
points.
division game.
Wait till you watch Khalil Mack
All right.
smack that man bun off that
All right.
silly backwoods.
Okay.
You know what would be great karma for us? Or for him, really? Like, if Aaron Rodgers
Showed up.
show.
Yeah. Beat his ass.
No, seen our show and wanted to, like, help us out.
Yeah.
But then he didn't because of you.
Yeah.
You know,
We would kick you off the show in a heartbeat.
Oh, we would absolutely kick.
So you know what's funny is Nick Swartzen. I just saw recently Nick Swartzen has a similar story with Aaron Rodgers because Nick Swartzen is a huge comedian. Nick Swartzen is a huge Minnesota Vikings fan, and Aaron Rodgers is a huge Nick Swartzen fan. So Aaron Rodgers asked to meet Nick Swartzen, and Nick Swartzen was like, "Fuck that." He's like, "I hate Aaron Rodgers."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't want to meet him just in case I like him." Now they're like best friends.
Yeah.
That's what would
He's a
happen.
great
with-
guy. That's
That's what would happen with Aaron and I.
Okay, so
He would have to
Anton
like
And
you.
I would definitely kick you
He
two
likes
assholes
Nick
off of the show.
Anton picked the
I'm
pack.
funnier than Nick Swartzen.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Anton picked the pack. Mark, who you picking?
I'm going to see how many like famous people I can offend. That way, we have to hit viral somehow.
Yeah.
I'll take the bullet.
Okay, so take the bullet and
good
who
at
you
going
taking in
viral.
this game.
Who is it? Green Bay, Chicago?
Yeah.
You don't even have to ask me.
Taking the Bears.
I'll take the Green Bay Packers.
The Bears.
So 4.5 points. I'm going to take Green Bay still.
You're
All
an
right.
idiot.
No,
who did
because-
Anton take?
He took the pack. So you're the lone bear.
I was
Okay.
last week too. And look at
Giants
who was 4-0.
versus Rams, and the Giants are getting 10.5
I gotta,
points. Holy,
I gotta take the. I don't think the quarterback's gonna play. I take the Rams.
10.5 points is a lot of points, though.
Take the Rams.
Is that even possible in the NFL?
I know. Who you taking? Anton is taking the Rams too.
As is Mark. Who are you taking? Why do you always go last?
Because he
I'm-
likes to see what we're doing.
I think
yeah.
that's what it is.
We got to start sliding it. We're like the guy who finished first this week picks first or last, whatever you want.
I think I'm going to go 10.5 points. I just can't get over it.
It's gonna be Mike Glennon at quarterback.
Yeah, but it's we think
with Devontae Booker. Yeah, I mean,
we think, and
we're
it's
picking-
in New York.
do we? All right, so let's. I think this is fair.
Have you ever been to the Meadowlands?
Can we?
There's no home field advantage.
Yeah, there's not. It's been a while
It's
since
a
we've been on
cesspool.
field.
I would pick New York if Jones
Yeah,
is
take it
starting.
easy, okay?
New York if Jones is starting.
Let's
Rams
let's
if
do this.
Glennon.
Let's give ourselves a chance to see what the injury report is on Friday, and we can change the pick.
No.
Okay.
Maybe no.
You pick now. That's the whole point of this.
No, it's not the whole point. Of
I'm
it. The whole
going
point of it is
Giants.
to pick the game.
I'm going Giants right now.
the whole point is
It's
to pick
Tuesday.
now.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm going Giants right
That bothers you?
Let me think about my imposter.
It's not thinking about it. It's to know
I'll tell
if the
you.
guy's
I'll tell
playing.
you week 17
All right,
if I
let's
think you're an
go,
imposter or not.
Let's go Philly versus Tampa
I
Bay.
fucking hate you.
And Philly is getting 7 points.
To quote the great John Gruden, pick a goddamn player. You
It's Tuesday.
Okay, Philly is getting 7 points. It's in Philly.
Taking
and it's
Tampa
the
Bay.
Bucks. And Antone did also, and I'm taking the Bucks too.
in Philly +7. Tampa Bay. I actually think Tampa Bay matches up really well to blow Philly out of the water. I'm taking Tampa Bay.
All right. So we've got our picks, and if you do want to change it on Friday, we can change just that one game.
Now you can only change the one game.
Well, that's-
Yeah. I mean, because it's the one most.
Well,
affected
Darnell
by-
Mooney is questionable. Maybe I don't think.
All right, so you can change your pick too. Does that make you feel better?
No.
Okay, shut the fuck up then.
Yeah.
No.
You know why we're doing it?
I think it's weak.
Well, it's because we're doing a show on Tuesday.
Okay.
You want to pick the game without knowing who's going to play?
Yeah.
I hate this guy. I really do. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and where's the other place? Twitter. Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry about Mark. I know it was better last week, but
I'm back, baby.
he's here. And thank you, man. Peace.